In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how much I spend monthly as an international student in the United Kingdom. I think this video is going to help you plan your finances and know what to expect when you move into the UK as an international student or UK immigrant. So if you think this will interest you, stay tuned to the end of the video. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy again, Daniel. I'm an international student in the United Kingdom and I share videos on how to relocate abroad. So if this is the first time I've gone across my channel, please click on the red subscribe button and click on the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos on this channel. And for my returning subscribers, thank you guys for the love, thank you for being here, thank you for the likes, the comments, and thank you for sharing my videos. I really do appreciate you guys. I've got a lot of messages from people asking how expensive is it to live in the United Kingdom, and I felt there's a need for me to do a video to tell every of my subscribers and viewers how much I spend personally monthly on bills as an international student living in the UK. And I think this video is really going to help you plan, especially if you're coming to the UK for the first time. It's going to help you plan your finances and know what to expect in your first few months of relocating to the UK to study or to work. So I'm going to share with you how much I spend monthly as an international student in the UK. And it's also very important for me to say that I currently live in Newcastle. Now, if you're conversant with my YouTube channel, so many of you know that I spent my first 1 year in the UK living in the school accommodation. So I got like an accommodation scholarship, so I wasn't paying any bills for my first 1 year. After I moved to the UK, I didn't pay for electricity, for gas, for whatsoever. And I moved out of my student accommodation last month in February after the accommodation scholarship expired. So I had to move out. So I decided to relocate from Sunderland down to Newcastle. So I just want to share with you guys how much I spend monthly as an international student living in Newcastle, England. And trust me, this is really going to vary depending on the kind of city you live in. So I'm just going to focus more on what is applicable, and it's also going to be dependent on your preference and what are those things that interest you that probably going to add to your miscellaneous fee. But basically I'm just going to focus on how much I spend on rent, on transportation, on feeding, and also some of my miscellaneous expenses. So if you think this will interest you, stay tuned till the end of the video. So personally, I since I'm a single person, I'm not married yet, so I live in like a 1 bedroom. So currently I pay about £400 for my rent. Now, it's really, as I said, the amount you spend monthly living in the UK is all dependent on your taste and your preferences, some of the things that interest you. So for me, I decided to stay in a 1 bedroom because I'm obviously single. I spend most of my time at school, studying, also doing some of my part-time jobs. And it's also very important for you to know that as an international student, I'm sure so many of you people watching my video now are aware of the fact that as an international student, you can only work for 20 hours in the UK while you're on term time. Then during your break, during your holidays, you're permitted to work more than 20 hours. So it's also very important to ensure that your bills and your spending aligns with your earning, except you've got other streams of income, probably from your parents back home or from a reliable source back home. So you can decide to spend more than how much you earn. But if you're working 20 hours as an international student in the UK, then you must be able to manage your finances in line with your earning. So for me, basically I decided to get a 1 bedroom apartment for about £400 in Newcastle. So this may actually vary in any city you live in. My apartment, the same apartment I live in a place like Sunderland or Middlesbrough, might actually go for as low as 320, 300. I've met someone at work that lives in a shared apartment in Sunderland for £280, and he said he has this he has this toilet and bathroom to himself. All he does is to share to share kitchen with other occupants in the house. So it all depends on the city you live in, but for where I live, I pay £400 per month for my accommodation. So if you're to get that same kind of accommodation in a place like Birmingham or London, you're probably be looking at £800 or £1,000, depending on which part of London you were able to get an apartment. So basically, so the first thing I spend my money on, and the moment I get my monthly earning for the month, the bulk, or should I say the bulk of my income goes to my rent, which is about £400 monthly. So that's one of the things you're going to spend money on when you get to the UK. And as I used mentioned in my videos, that bills in the United Kingdom starts the first day you move in. So the first day you move into the UK, bills start running. Is it that you're paying bills for accommodation, for rent, for this and that? So, and also for rent, rent to the UK come as either bills inclusive or no bills inclusive. So for me, luckily, my £400 also includes all my bills. So it means that my electricity bill, gas, water bill, internet, all falls in within the £400. So, but if you are to probably get an apartment that is not bills inclusive, it means that in addition to your rent, you are required to also pay for your electricity, you pay for your light, you pay for your gas, you pay for water, and all of those things. And if you're not an international student, you will also be required to pay council tax also. So all of these bills falls under your rent if it's bills inclusive. So for me, it's bills inclusive, so I don't need to pay all those money separately. The moment I pay my £400 every month, it covers every of my other bills for the house. So one of the, should I say, the bulk of your earning for every month will obviously go towards rent. So the next thing I spend money on monthly is transportation. And as I said earlier, it all depends on the kind of city you live in. So for where I live, I currently spend £21 per week on transportation. Now this £21 ticket takes me around the northeast, so I'm able to go to places like move around Newcastle, go to places like Sunderland, South Shields, still on that particular ticket, £21. So in a month I end up spending about £84 on transportation. Now, as I said earlier also, that if you're in other bigger cities or major cities in the UK, you might spend more, and if you're in some part of the UK, you might spend less to what I just mentioned. So it's very important for you to know that. So but for me, I spend £84 on transportation. So as I've mentioned, so my rent £400, my accommodation £84, so that's about £484 already for rent and transportation. So the next thing I spend money on in the UK as an international student is feeding. Obviously, you've got to eat. It's feeding. So I spend money on feeding, and in a month, you know, as I said, feeding in the UK is quite cheap. Like, if it depends on your taste and the kind of food you eat anyways. So for me, I spend about roughly £150 on food and toiletries. So for if you're a lady, you probably might spend more, because probably might need to get more things than I do as a guy. So it all depends on the city you live in and also your choice, your preferences. So for me, I spend about roughly £150 on feeding, toiletries, shopping generally. So if you had £150 to 484 already, so it means that I spent about £634 on feeding, accommodation, and transportation. So trust me, these are the three major things that you're going to be spending money on monthly as an international student or UK immigrant. So as I said earlier on, it all depends on the kind of city you live in, your preferences, and you know your the things that interest you. So aside from these three things I just mentioned, obviously there's still going to be some other miscellaneous fee. So for me, I just I watch a movie, like I'm a movie person, so I pay for Amazon Prime. I also pay for gym. So my gym is about £13 per month. My Amazon Prime is about 7.99, which is like £8 per month. So I also spend like £21 per month on some of these other miscellaneous fee. And aside from that, you probably might want to buy a cloth, which might not, you know, be a monthly thing for you. But if it's a monthly thing for you to buy at least 2 pairs of trousers or buy some clothes every month, then you also need to include that also to how much you'll be spending every month. And the good thing about it is that you can actually, some of these clothes in the UK or some of these stores, online stores, you can do like a payment plan, buy a cloth of, let's say, £200, and choose to pay for like 6 weeks. So it's something that is actually applicable here in the UK. So you don't actually necessarily need to pay the £200 at once. So it's something I really want to consider. So those are basically the things I spend money on monthly as an international student. There's some other miscellaneous expenses here and there that probably doesn't, reoccur every month. And most importantly, all of these bills I just mentioned, they're on direct debit in my account. So by the end of the month, I just discovered that those funds leave my account automatically without even me processing it, because it's on direct debit. So my gym fee just gets off my account, £13 every month, and also some of other things that I pay for that goes on direct debit, my rent and also my transportation. So I do like a direct debit for them, so I don't need to always go back to processing them. So obviously probably the ones that I pay for as I buy, probably my shopping and my feeding and all of that. So it's also important for you to know that as an international student, since you are required to work 20 hours per week, you need to actually be very strategic about it. So like for instance, people that work in the care sector, they get paid more during the weekends than the weekdays. So for instance, some agency might choose to pay you about £17 during the weekend and pay you like 13 or 12 pounds during the week. So since you know that as an international student you can't work more than 20 hours, it's very important for you to be strategic about how you work. So instead of working during the week, you can choose to work only weekends. You do like a long day shift, 12 hours for probably Saturday. Then if you're a religious person, you go to church or you go to wherever you go to on Sunday morning, then do like a late shift, 8 hours on Sunday. So you're going to earn more than someone who does 20 hours during the week because of the difference in the pay rate. So that's one way to increase your earning and still still work within the confinement of the number of hours allowed by the law. So for instance, now if you're probably able to get a job that pays £17 during the weekend, so it means that if you work for about let's say you do 20 hours, that's £17, 20 hours, so that's like £340. So after deduction of tax and all of that, you probably might still get like £280 weekly. So with that, for 1 month, you definitely be able to meet up with your financial obligation. They all depending on the kind of city you live in and your preference. So I think this is going to help you to know what to expect. So if you live in any other city, probably live in Edinburgh, you live in London, you live in Birmingham, and you want to know how much exactly is probably going to be your monthly expenses, you can state where you live in the comment section. Someone that lives in any of this city or has an answer to this might be able to give you the exact amount you should look forward to spending every month living in the city. So if you live in Edinburgh, you want to know how much you're going to spend in a month, just state that in the comment section. I'm sure someone who lives in the city will be willing and able to give you an exact estimate for your monthly or expected monthly expense in that city. So this will be the end of this video. So if you find this video resourceful, please click on the like button, state your comments in the comment section so as to have YouTube know and push this video to as many people as possible on YouTube. And also, if you're coming across my YouTube channel for the first time, please click on the red subscribe button to join this great family. Trust me, it's going to be worth your time. I've got amazing content on this channel that you can always check out at your convenience. And also for my returning subscribers, for the over 6,700 people watching my videos, thank you guys for the love. I really appreciate you. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.